I'm here with the beautiful Jay Johnson. Jay, so tell me a little bit about what you do.
Right now I'm a director of a gym, so I'm pretty much in charge of the trainers, the staff, bringing clients in to get them set up with a membership or a challenge or whatever like that. And I also coach CrossFit and CrossFit Kids.
That's awesome. I met Jay, God, it's been like a couple years, right?
Yeah.
A couple years ago. And I was immediately drawn to her positive energy, and everywhere she goes, there just seems to be like excitement and positivity that follows her. How do you draw positive energy? Like, how do you build up positive energy in yourself, and how do you give so much to people?
I think just naturally I've always just been a happy person. I'm always a glass half full type of person, and if I can smile at somebody and change their day with just one smile, then that's a gift to me, to myself, hopefully to them too. But I've always thought every day is a new opportunity to have something wonderful happen, even if it's just waking up. So I try and remember that every single day, and I try and help as many people as I can remember that. So it's always, I mean, there are days, don't get me wrong, there are days that I wake up and I don't feel well, or I'm tired, or I don't feel like getting up and doing anything, but I'm still pretty much for the most part happy.
You have a very unique fitness story, and what drew you to fitness and health. And I'm wondering if you will tell us about your incredible life.
Okay, cool, yeah. So it kind of began when I was young. I was a young athlete. I used to run track from the age of like 7 until all the way till my senior year of high school. But after high school, I fell off. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have a team. I didn't have anybody to be there with me through that. I kind of fell into the wrong crowd, so I got into trouble a lot. I did some self-abuse. Also, I got into substance abuse, that kind of thing. I spent about 6 years of my adult life getting in trouble, like in and out of jail, on drugs, alcohol, whatever, you name it. Just a bad crowd of people that I decided to hang out with. And then I found CrossFit, and it like became my addiction. And it became what I found to be my new happy place. And through CrossFit, I met some incredible, amazing people. I've now quit all other forms of employment. I was in sales before, and now I'm just strictly into fitness, and it's amazing. It's opened up a whole new world for me, and it's really kind of like where I feel like I found my niche. So, is that how you say it? Niche?
Yeah.
Niche, okay.
Niche.
I always think it's Nietzsche, niche.
Yeah, they're all good. All of them.
And so, it's been a long ride. It's been a rough ride, but just me being healthy and strong and helping somebody else to be healthy and strong, and the kids that I coach, seeing them grow and see them be more aware of their bodies and how they work, it's just an amazing feeling, and it's become such a strong passion for me.
Yeah, it's incredible. I remember when we first met, we had meditation in common. We both did meditation, and you said meditation was a big part of your journey. So how did you find meditation, and how did that play a part in your recovery, and does that still play a part in your fitness now and your health?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and like, I'm gonna throw more stuff at you. What is like the mind-body connection to you? Because obviously you're somebody who has that down, you know?
Yeah.
You had to get strong inside, and then that it's so evident in how strong you are on the outside, but it's an inside-out transformation. So that's why I'm really fascinated by, when I watch you talk about it.
Awesome. Well, yeah, meditation was a huge factor. Meditation was almost like what pulled me through everything that I decided to do differently. So I made a decision in 2012 that I was no longer going to be a certain way. I was no longer going to live a life a certain way.
So meditation was a real big tool for you in your transformation. And it's so evident to me that your strength starts inside first, and then how strong you are on the outside is actually a reflection of what's going on inside. So how would you describe that process? How did that happen? How did you gain strength inside?
I think mentally I've always been strong. It's just I didn't realize it until I needed to, until I really had to get tough and change some things in my life. I think I always thought I was weak. I thought in my head, well, there were things that were put in my head from a child. Oh, you're this, or oh, you're that, and all of what I'm learning were holodynes. That were embedded into my brain from early on that made me believe that I needed someone else to do my thinking for me or someone else to make decisions for me. And then one day I realized that I was strong. I realized that I was strong mentally, and I had the opportunity to change what I wanted to change in my life and do what I wanted to do and set goals for myself and reach those goals. And then it started to come through physically. It started to show. I started to get better. You gain more confidence when you can do things and you have some sort of strength, and then it comes out in everything that you do. Everything looks strong that you do. Your walk is different. Your talk is different. You feel different when you're driving your car. Even it's just everything feels different once you realize that you're capable of things that you didn't think you were before. And so that's what it was, and meditation was a big tool in that, because if I could be strong enough to quiet my mind and sit down and be present, then I could be strong enough to do anything. I mean, we can all clutter our minds with thought, and we can clutter our minds with activity, but it takes a lot of strength to quiet your mind.
Oh my gosh, the most strength. That can be the hardest thing, is to be still.
Yes, to be still and do nothing but be present and awake is one of the hardest things I had to do. And doing it over and over and over again for only minutes at a time was so empowering, and it's so refreshing, and it's so awakening. So I love it, and it's such a big tool, and that's what also showed me that I was a lot stronger than I thought.
That's amazing. So sorry, I didn't get this part. Can you please what were the negative things going on in your life that you really wanted to change up?
There were a lot of negative things, and it was more about me hurting myself than anything. I'd gone through a lot growing up. I was a preacher's kid, so I was always very sheltered. And then certain things happened. I was molested. I was raped as an adolescent, and then again as an adult. And not having support of my mom and being blamed for certain things that happened served to further put me down into this kind of depressed mind state. I've always been a happy person on the outside, but inside I was hurting, and so I started to do a lot of things that weren't good. I was using drugs. I was in and out of jail. I had a really terrible mindset. I could laugh and joke with anyone, but I was deep down, I wasn't happy, and that's what I wanted to change. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to truly be happy, and I wanted to not have to use a substance to be one way or another. I wanted to feel without anything added to it.
So you didn't like that dependency. You wanted it to come really just genuinely from inside, and you felt that was possible.
Yes, definitely possible. I knew it was possible because, again, I've been through a lot of negative things, but I've always been able to be happy for the most part throughout them. And it just got to a point where I was completely unhappy with myself, inside, outside. I looked terrible. I felt terrible, and that's what I wanted to change. I didn't want to be this degenerate, this non-contributing member of society. So I need to change.
So at some point, did you come up with a dream for yourself or a vision? Did you feel like you were being drawn to a better life? Like, what was that lightning bolt moment? Because you describe it as like a very, like a certain moment, like a shift, right?
Yeah.
What was that moment?
I've always known that my life was meant to be great, but I wasn't living like I believed that, and I didn't at the time. But there was a big shift, and that shift was when I decided that everything was going to stop there. The buck stops here. It was that moment that I decided that's when it shifted, and that's when I started to see things kind of like foreshadowing. I could see things coming that were lining up with how I knew my life should be.
So you started to get lucky.
Yeah, in essence, I put it out to the universe that this is what I wanted from my life, and the universe in turn said, here, I'm going to place everything you need in your path because this is what you say you want, so I'm going to give you everything you need to make this a reality. And he did, and it's still doing it. Every single day, the universe gives me something else, puts somebody else in my path, allows me to help someone else in some way, and it just furthers me to my goals and to what I knew I was meant to be doing and being and becoming.
That's amazing, and I can attest to that too. When you shift on the inside, all of a sudden life on the outside starts to look very different, and a lot of opportunities start to come your way. So I can, I've had that experience too.
Yeah.
So right now, I want to do the wings. I want that to say.
Okay.
So it's not, what I'm hearing is, it's not that meditation and fitness were the things that changed your life. It was more like they were tools, right?
Yes.
So what is the role of fitness and meditation in all this?
Well, fitness and meditations are kind of like my wings. I have my wing of fitness over here, and then I have my wing of meditation, and that's how I fly. And that's such an awesome metaphor.
That's rad. Where'd you come up with that metaphor? That's a cool metaphor.
I got that from you, Stephanie.
Because I see Jay that she can fly and she's amazing, like a superhero.
Yeah, that's the best way I could put it, and you're so brilliant for thinking of that they are my wings. They are my wings.
This girl flies. She does. All right, so I know that there are people watching right now that are, in the middle of being challenged. Maybe they're at the hardest part of their journey and they're watching this and they're looking at this and thinking like, I hope I make it to the other side, So if you put yourself back at that time where you at the hardest, most pivotal moment, what did you need to hear? What did you need to know? Like, what can you tell people that are going through that right now?
That you're ready. You're ready to change. You're ready. If you're tired of constantly living or being or becoming a certain way, you're ready. Just change. Just do it. Just do it already. Don't waste any more time trying to do the same things and get different results because it's insanity. So you're ready. Just change. Just do it. Make that leap.
Jay believes in you.
Yeah.
I believe in you. Okay, so your life was gritty for a while and you went through a lot, and then you had this big shift, and now it seems like life's pretty great. Every time I see you, you are overflowing with joy and happiness. So can you please explain what your daily experience is like now?
Life is amazing. Life is amazing. I get to wake up and I get to look out and see the beautiful sunshine, and I get to go and be around awesome individuals every single day. People that want to change their lives for the better, and I get to aid them in that. I get to be a part of their success. I get to be a part of their transformation from beginning to end on a daily basis. And they say if you do something you love, you never work a day in your life. I truly don't work. I don't work. It's something that's a passion. I get to wake up and I see 50 people in a class and they all come up to me and say, Jay, I lost 3 pounds this week, or Jay, I was able to do this, or Jay, someone noticed a difference in me and you helped with that. And that's the biggest reward I can get, bigger than any paycheck, bigger than any congratulations, any reward, any accolades. It's just knowing that what I'm doing is making a difference to somebody.
You absolutely make a difference. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
For being my friend and for beaming all that brilliance into the air. If people want to keep in touch with you, how can they see you? How can they follow you?
So Facebook, just Jay Johnson, Jay Johnson, and Instagram is IM, one word, and then two underscores, _ Jay Johnson, and that's one word also, Jay Johnson.
Sweet. Thanks, Jay.
No problem. Thank you.